Alright, my dudes, let me just get set up real quick. Hold up. Alright, basically this is my get out of jail free card just in case anything happens. Because, you know, in case, something happens on the 20th. I mean, the real world has political problems right now that I can't really talk about, so
I gotta get out of jail
free card time. Alright, let's see, well, that's from Cyberpunk, so let's go back to the beginning, what I've always been saying. What is it, the 3 trials of being a true master? 1, fear of death and overcoming it, cosmic abandonment, and the will to power. So, I mean, Cyberpunk tells you that's the thing.
Test of a person's true value. Death.
Yeah, fear of death and overcoming it.
Facing, staring it down. Johnny.
Okay, so for this, we are going to go over a segment for Jesus and the Lost Goddess. I mean, I've told people to read this book over and over again. I'm assuming people have read this book, but we're gonna go over a very specific segment. So we'll go over it real quick.
From the perspective of Christian literalism, it is hard to imagine what Plotinus could be talking about.
So this is in reference to Plato's allegory of the cave. I mean, if you think allegory of the cave is just about a goddamn cave in perspective, it's not. It's literally, I mean, the reason why they put the allegory of the cave is to tell you how to leave the cave, to leave the cosmic cave, to leave Disney realm. I mean, it's been in people's faces the whole time. It's just whether or not you can read that high into it.
Few traditional Christians would describe their faith as being about the ascent from the cave. But Plotinus is right. Jesus is a star born into a cave, representing consciousness, becoming physical.
So Jesus is a star born into a cave. I mean, it's an allegory of us. This goes back to the star cults, like the Astralis cults. Basically, the theory says that, every star is a psyche, spirited being that comes through that star portal. And that's why you have never seen a star created. Even since they've taken astronomy, the stars are there. They called it the brass pinholes in the old Greek times, because it's basically pinholes into the outside realm, and then we are in the shadow realm, this hell realm itself. So basically, you came through a star, and then you went through the planets, which gave you your personalities that conformed and created your astral being body for your physical form to have an experience on this earth realm, which is basically your tomb, your prison. I mean, but even though it's a prison, it is also a womb for you to basically level up and get out of here. I mean, what Matt says about this being a condensed learning experience is where you go in a closet for 10 seconds. It's true. I mean, you can, like, if you watch the conversation before coming in here, like one of Matt's classics, I mean, this is what it's talking about.
Physically incarnate in the cosmos. Through the process of initiation, represented by Jesus' life, he dies to his separate self and resurrects to eternal life. Whereupon the cave, now his tomb, is...
Yeah, the cave is the tomb. Like, we're in a tomb, so...
found to...
And then even this death thing, it's talking about the death of the physical form, so you can be resurrected, reborn in your higher astral form. And hopefully, if you do it properly, you can leave out of here. Let's go back to the quote-unquote kingdom of heaven, the Buddha realms.
To be empty. He is no longer trapped in identification with the body. He has ascended from the cave.
Yeah, you heard that? He no longer identifies with the body. Like, how many times do I have to tell people you need to abandon your idea of your humanity in your body, or else you'll never, go full astral mode.
Back to the kingdom of the starry heavens. The Virgin of Light. The image of the Virgin Mary giving birth to Jesus.
Okay, the Virgin Light is very important. This is Sophia. This is the divine feminine. This is your true mother, not your physical mother, your spiritual mother.
Jesus in a cave would have been seen by the ancients as a mythical allusion to the virgin goddess of justice, who is pictured seated at the entrance of the cave of the cosmos.
Yeah, the cave of the cosmos, it's like this, It's basically what happens when you die and you see this quote-unquote judge, and then you face yourself and you have this whole process review. It's talked about like in old Egyptian stuff, but then they'll try to confound it with different gods. But really, you're supposed to, if you go to the final gate out of here, you will see Sophia, which is why in my variety show, I showed you the turtle giving the rose to the venerated mother, so she can grant you safe passage, because this is a womb, and she will birth you out of here.
Sending psyches into physical incarnation.
Yeah, psyches into physical incarnations. That would be the Virgin Light Mother taking psyches from the stars, which is out of this realm, and implanting them into physical, highly dense forms into the material world. I mean, this is where New Age really comes from, but New Age in general is dumb, because they don't address the the source material for what for where their religion comes from, basically, and they think you just don't have to do anything. I mean, you have to do certain things. So
Parmenides teaches the goddess sends psyches from the invisible into the visible and back again. To understand this important figure, we must understand the Gnostics' mythology of the afterlife.
This is very important. This is the Gnostic version of the afterlife. I mean, basically, we are, in this form, we are dead. So we're trying to be birthed out of here.
Death, the goddess is pictured as judging psyches, according to how they have lived their lives, and sending them either up the right-hand path out of the cave of the cosmos to heaven, or down the left-hand path to hell.
Okay, so did you hear that? They're talking about like the right-hand path and the left-hand path. You've always heard this with the Baphomet crap. Look, I'll show you. It's shown in Cyberpunk, okay?
Yet the right to make a choice you have earned through will and endeavor.
Now, whenever I say through will and endeavor, that's like a Mason gang sign. Like through free will and endeavor, it's even in Morals and Dogma. I do gotta go through that book later for maybe Pyle.
This bridge leads deeper into cyberspace. Cross it and permanently sever the connection with your body.
See, this Alt Cunningham, she is the divine feminine aspect, what do you call the Virgin Light? This is Sophia. She is basically the judge at this point. She's offering you to be taken to two paths. One is out of here, the right hand side from your perspective. So this is actually correct. Like, she'll present you a path that you can take. So the right hand path is deeper into cyberspace through the astral realms, through the golden gate beyond the black wall, because the black wall is our etheric barrier prison.
The path to your body passes through that mortal well.
And the left-hand path is back to the mortal coil. This is where you, I mean, your mind wipe is literally called the drink of oblivion. You drink, you basically, that's where the mind wipe comes from, like usually. It's, in Norse mythology, it's also referred to as the Well of Erd.
Oh, if you were me, what would you do?
You should come with me.
Yeah, see, Sophia, I mean, even I shouldn't have talked bad about Sophia, because I'm gonna have to see her at the end anyways, but yeah, Sophia is your divine mother, but she will usually choose for you if you don't make a choice yourself. That's why it's important through this will and endeavor idea, because you should be taking the right-hand path out of here, out of this goddamn clown show. But most people, they, by default, they take the left-hand path and come back down here.
What's that mean for me exactly? Am I gonna become like you?
I was a netrunner. I understood how to survive. I cannot speak for you. Beyond the black wall, dangers lurk.
Yeah, beyond the black wall out of here, there are dangers in the astral realm. I portrayed it in 2001: A Space Odyssey, where that Bowman guy, the astronaut, he went through cyberspace, but he got caught by higher light beings that captured him into a zoo and basically projected his physical form because he was attached to his humanity. And he was basically living out his life until they decided to turn him to a star being and then throw him back into Earth as a star child. I mean, that can happen. So, but there are dangers beyond the black wall. but but that's where you should be going. Like, this place is a carnival show.
It is no sanctuary, but it's better to be a free spirit shredded than to wither.
Yeah, it's better to be a free spirit than to stay here in this upcoming brave new 1984 Martian law that might be coming up soon. And you got a dog collar over your mouth.
Trapped in a dying body.
Don't do it, V.
Yeah, and your body, that is your prison.
You've been running from this all along.
Alright, but this is actually, I mean, Cyberpunk has a lot of stuff in it. I hope that I actually do get to it eventually. It is on my to-do list, but everyone wants me to take a vacation. But I'm not really that type of person, but I'm trying to relax. So let's go back to the book react.
From the perspective
But that is basically Sophia depicted in Cyberpunk.
destined for hell. As we have explored
Yeah, well, you heard that destined for hell? From the Gnostic point of view, Earth is a hell realm based on duality and the psychopathic demiurge.
previously, the original Christians do not understand hell in the same way as the later literalist Christians. Literalists teach the horrendous idea that after one life, some of us will be doomed to burn in the underworld forever. Christian Gnostics, like pagan Gnostics before,
Yeah, I mean, you Christians who were born Christians, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, I don't know how you guys went through it. I mean, being told that you're going to hell for even asking a question, it's ridiculous.
them teach that this world is the underworld. We come here many times.
Yeah, this is the same point of view from the Egyptians. This is the same point of view from, like, the oldest religions.
Progressing through many lives in an ongoing process of spiritual maturation.
Yeah, progression through multiple incarnations. I mean, this is even talked about in Kabbalistic texts where the Jewish, like, highly spirited wizard masters want to master Kabbalah so they can manipulate their positioning after death.
Which reaches fruition in the realization of Gnosis. Those who do not realize Gnosis in this life are reincarnated here to continue their spiritual schooling.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is a condensed spiritual learning program, but I mean, but learning through suffering is the name of the game here. And basically, the more suffering you have in your life, like the harder your suffering is, the higher likely chance that you will spiritually get out of here upon death.
This is symbolized by the left-hand path to hell. Those who do realize Gnosis in this life know their essential nature to be the mystery of God, so they don't continue to make the error of identifying with a physical body.
Yeah, see, this is a very important part. Like, I always tell people, stop identifying that you're a goddamn human. That's why I wanted people to pick their astral name, so that you can identify with your spirited form in whatever imagination presentation idea that you pick. So that's why I call myself Pink Elephant. Theodora is picking Violet Turtle. Vanessa, are you picking some kind of unicorn or whatever? I mean, look. I mean, picking an astral name is important. It allows your mind to focus on that instead of your humanity. I mean, even Tien, who was my first apprentice, I told him, just pretend that you're a Legend of Zelda light fairy being, and you will have an easy time. So, but this is an important idea, which I haven't made a video for yet.
This is symbolized by the right-hand path to heaven. The Sophia of Jesus Christ teaches, whoever knows the Father in pure gnosis will depart to the Father and repose in the unborn Father.
Yeah, so to know thy Father, that Father is the transcendental God that I've never really talked about, the Pius Pistis, and the unborn God is the devil here. That would be you have Sabaoth, the Demiurge, Kamamar, or whatever, many names for it. That's basically the god of the material world. I mean, come on. I mean, like that's why the materialists here, they create all religions to focus on the worship of the devil, and then people get tricked. I mean, this is ridiculous. That's why almost no one ever talks about the transcendental idea of what you would call the real, true spiritual God. Because in this system, there really is a spiritual God, then there's your spiritual mother, then there's the material God, which is an aberration created by Sophia. So, I mean, that's like that's more important later, but I don't think I'll discuss that in this video.
But whoever knows him defectively will depart to the defect. To the Gnostics, the two paths represented remembering and forgetting. The right-hand path of remembering...
Yeah, remembering and forgetting. This is good. This is where they tell you about the mind wipe, the amnesia. So if you remember and keep the gnosis in your mind and take the right-hand path, you can get out of here. But if you take the left-hand path, you're going to get a mind wipe and amnesia. You'll go through the oblivion of confusion.
Our true nature leads to heaven. The left-hand path of forgetting our true nature leads back into the cave of the cosmos.
Yeah, the cave of the cosmos. This is Plato's allegory of the cave, but the cave that he was talking about wasn't like a perspective cave of knowledge. It was literally the cave of this Earth realm, this Disney realm. Like Plato in his learnings from Pythagoras. I mean, do people not realize that Pythagoras was disciple of the Brotherhood of the Snake? I mean, his name literally means, I am the snake, Pythagoras. Like, do you not have any idea what it takes to be a true disciple of Pythagoras? You couldn't speak for like 10 years under him. And then I don't know if I should even say this, but basically people never even saw Pythagoras' face for like 20, 30 years. And when they did see his face in the secret text, this guy was a goddamn snake being. Alright, this is weird stuff from the old times. But Pythagoras was a goddamn snake or reptilian, whatever. But that's besides the fact. This is like too far back.
Pagan Gnostics imagined that those who took the left-hand path were given a draught of oblivion to drink, after which they found themselves reincarnated in a physical body.
Yeah, the draft of oblivion is real. This is why a lot of people, even in quantum consciousness audience, like the dummies there, like the newbies, they're afraid of oblivion, the darkness. I mean, I'm not afraid of it. Like, I know how to navigate around it, but that's if you if you're not aware of this, the natural autoplay system is going to be the left-hand path of the draft of oblivion through the waters. This is what happens naturally, because most people don't even realize that there's a choice here through free will and endeavor, where you have to seek out Sapphire, the Virgin of Light. She is the gatekeeper, because she is the one who grants you safe passage, because she wombs you in here, so she needs to womb you back out.
Christian Gnostics likewise compared our present state to one of forgetfulness, sleep, drunkenness and death, from which we need to awaken through gnosis. In pagan mythology, the God-man presides over the right-hand path of liberation, and the goddess presides over the left-hand path of reincarnation. We find exactly the same motifs.
I want to interrupt. I'm actually very, disappointed in general that this stuff is taken out of Christianity. The stuff that was taken out of Christianity was impertinence to the incarnation, reincarnation systems, and magic, really. And a lot of the older stuff, like, people don't realize that even in the Bible, is it Leviticus? The punishment for having sex with the animals was death. I mean, that comes from a much older text, back from the old times during the Golden Age, because they weren't talking about like people banging a sheep, all right? They were talking about the gods intermingling with humans. And in the old days, the price of a god having sex with a human was death. I mean, that's what it's really talking about. It wasn't about animals. It was about humans were considered animals by the gods. And then thus it caused this problem, the Gold and Silver Age, and it caused the demigods and the giants crap and the flood. I mean, there's a lot to what happened in the old time that no one really has any memory or records of, because it's very well hidden.
It's in Christian mythology. Jesus sits on the right hand of the Father, representing the right-hand path of liberation. The Christian goddess was known as Her of the Left Hand, and represents the left-hand path back into the cave. The Virgin Mary...
I mean, this is why even in Dan from the Overwatch's work, when he was talking about these people having near-death experiences and seeing like Sophia nurturing them or being a motherly figure when the Archons came for them, I mean, this is because Sophia, she really does have a certain role. She's trying to liberate, confusion you back in here if you're not ready anyways. That is her purpose. But if you are ready, to go the right-hand path and escape, then she'll do that for you. The problem is that when people actually leave this realm, like there's no one else to really record what happens, or it's like pretty impossible of even people like really talking about these things, because once you're out, you are out. You don't come back here. All right, you escaped this hellhole Disney realm clown show, and you never have to come back here ever again.
Who gives birth to the God-man in the cave of the cosmos, represents the process of incarnation.
I mean, the architect talks about this. That's why they had to reset the matrix, because in the golden age, everyone got out, so there wasn't enough people paying loosh, and then Mickey always has to get the loosh bucks.
The way down into the underworld. Jesus, who at the end of his mission resurrects and ascends back to the heavens in glory, represents the path of spiritual awakening, the way out. Theodotus teaches, he whom the mother generates.
Yeah, I mean, this Jesus allegory figure, I mean, he's both an allegory and a figure that existed in real life. People shouldn't be confused of what this is. Like, this ephemeral allegorical form of a Jesus Bodhisattva savior character comes in many forms in many ages. Like, for the Jews, it was Moses. For the Christians, it's Jesus Christ. For the Buddhists, it's Buddha. I mean, for the Native Americans, the re-identification of the Great Spirit through Quetzalcoatl, who's a reincarnated form of Thoth. And then Thoth would be the Atlantean of Thoth Trismegistus. I mean, it came out to Horus later, Baal during the Taurus period. I mean, there's been so many forms that this thing comes back over and over and over. Like, I'm probably forgetting Mani or Zoro, or is it Zarathustra during the Zoroastrian period, during the Anunnaki time of Anu and Enki, whatever. Look, whatever, this mercurial figure is like a ambassador of basically the transcendental God to show for people in and out. I mean, I shouldn't have made fun of it, because to me it's more like an NPC that is a reflection of the transcendental God anyways, because this, if you understood how this game or this realm works on even system levels, then you can actually understand it like it's a video game and exactly what to do and how to leave and how to play the game. So there's like certain people, I mean, certain figures are just NPCs. Like, even to me, like the real NPCs that can't really change is really, the devil, Sophia, even this Jesus Buddha mercurial figure. I mean, in reality, the gods are in human form, and the humans, which is us, the spirited animated beings, we are the true gods. We have the ability of creation and reality generation. So that's why they need us to participate in the system. And then even the system, it's you have to understand, this system, it's like the architect says. I mean, he runs this place like a Swiss watch. All right, if one soul gets out, that puts the entire matrix at risk, and it might have to restart it all over again. And the architect, the demiurge, doesn't like that, because how many times has this realm restarted anyways? Like, that's why a lot of reality, from my point of view, is cracking down. I mean, like free-range humanity, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to do it pretty soon, so we'll just have to wait like a couple weeks.
Is led into death and into the cosmos, but he who Christ regenerates is transferred to life.
Transfer into life. So, I mean, this is death. You want to be getting out of here, so.
In Pistis Sophia, the Virgin Mary is described by Jesus as the likeness of the Virgin of Light, who judges each psyche and reincarnates it into a body which is the record of the sins which it has committed. If we sin, we will be judged by the goddess of justice when we leave the cave at death.
Well, sin is to be without. It really means ignorance. So that's why you should always be aware and observe your actions, your thoughts, your mind, and always pay attention to your karma. So, I mean, maybe I should explain to you why I follow such weird rules and act and do stuff in such a weird way.
And cast again into a physical body to work through the...
Because people aren't aware, but there's actually 3 laws here that operates on this realm. Like Mark Passio, he always talks about natural law. That's the second law. So the first law is law of the jungle. That's the law of the animals. Like the psychopathic, parasitic, carnivorous, devourous system with a built-in kill switch with your DNA. I mean, that's created by a messed up, insane person or entity that causes this life-death rebirth cycle duality. I mean, that is law of the jungle. Then there is the law of, I mean, Mark Pascal would call it natural law, but I would really consider it the law of humanity. Like, would you call it natural law? And then there's, the law of the gods, the law of astral spirited beings that you should follow, so you can guarantee safe passage after here. So you can basically leave the class without any problems, without people coming back at you.
The fate we have.
I mean, a lot of what I do these days, I just consider it extra credit, or I'm in the bonus round of Mario Party trying to collect extra stars. Like, I've told my Disney Realm theory a little bit before, and I have emailed, I think, Mario, Elevated Aspirations, more stuff about it. But I really hope to get through my Disney Realm theory eventually. It's very easy to understand if you just view this entire realm like it's a Disney realm.
Accrued. Plotinus explains, each human being, as life follows life, is allotted a fate shaped by all that preceded it.
Yeah, the fate that all precedes it is basically star chart. I mean, I'll use mine as an example again. Even like that's what the upper nodes and lower nodes are for anyways, and then you have your ascendancy over here. I mean, your fate is basically your, when your soul goes through the stars and it bounces off from the planets, creates this astral being, and then it's projected against your physical form for your astral, etheric, magical body. The best way to explain, I should probably make a separate video for this, but basically like, like the red chakra is Mars. You got your moon, that's your feminine axis, that'd be your left eye. Your consciousness would be the eye of, the eye of Ra, and that'd be the right eye. That's the thing that sees things out and open. Your Saturn would be, your third eye, pineal, basically. Your outer planets would be deeper aspects of your imagination, your brain. Venus would be like your genitals. Your body is projected out against the planets. That's why in my story time I said your prison guards are the planets, really, because that's what contains you and allows you to have an experience here based on different characteristics upon your star chart. That's why knowing star chart is pretty important. Like, I'm fortunate to have a very good star chart, but look at this triangle, everything upper aspect. My goddamn Jupiter is in Cancer, so I don't have a thirst for power. So that's good. My Mars, what is it? Is that Taurus? Yeah. Is it Taurus? Whatever. Alright, enough of that. So, this isn't an astrology video.
In pagan mythology, this was represented by the goddess spinning the hero's fate.
Yeah, the fates is always through the threads of fate. This would be in the Greek, the Moira, the three sisters, and as Aletheia, she is the truth. This is very true, even in the Greek.
It was a Christian tradition that the Virgin Mary earned her living by spinning. She represents the Virgin Goddess who spins the fate of Jesus.
Yeah, spinning. It's like the wheel of Dharma, the wheel of suffering, spinning.
The Christian hero figure, sending him into incarnation in the cave of the cosmos, of which she is the overseer. The goddess of justice assigns each psyche a fate designed to help that individual become conscious of the errors they have made in previous lives, and so progressively awaken.
Yeah, that's what we call your inner tuning fork, your resonance. Sophia gave you the gift.
The Gnostics imagined this as a just process, in which we suffer what we previously made others suffer.
Yeah, this is, This is just causality. This is karma, so this is good.
Plato writes, when the sinner has returned to our world once more, he must infallibly pay the penalty, and be done by as he did.
Yeah, this actually has to do with your Rahu and your Ketu in your star chart.
Plotinus teaches, a person once did what they now suffer. In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus similarly warns, what you do to others will be done to you.
Yeah, this will be the golden rule.
The body is a prison in which the psyche is incarcerated, kept safe until the price is paid, explains Plato.
Yes, it is actually very true. See, you don't get to leave until you cast off your physical human form. Let's get that straight. But you can't find kingdom. You can find the kingdom of heaven within, on earth, like finding nirvana right now. And then that'll basically give you a golden ticket out of here upon death, as long as you're aware of the two paths, of the right-hand path and left-hand path.
In the
I mean, I have talked about this before, like this idea of a golden ticket and cashing it out of here, like leaving Disney realm, like with a bunch of stuffed animals, and then Mickey would be throwing a temper tantrum if you're trying to leave, because Mickey is basically the demiurge.
Gospel of Luke, Jesus similarly teaches his disciples to beware of being handed over to the judge, who will cast them into prison from which no one gets out until they've paid the last penny. Pistis Sophia tells us that this parable refers to the goddess.
Yeah, I mean, well, people are afraid of the judge. That's because they have something to be afraid of. Like, you can't trick an honest man. So,
who casts us back into the prison of physical incarnation, where we must work through the fate we have accumulated through our ignorance in previous lives.
yeah, see, through your ignorance. That's why in Gnosticism, the only sin that exists is ignorance. Like the word sin literally means to be without. So it's ignorance.
The underworld cave in which we are incarnated is both a hellish prison in which we are temporarily exiled from heaven.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a one-way ticket, like whatever. I mean, it's the Thunderdome.
And a womb in which we have the opportunity to spiritually mature.
Yeah, I mean, this is true, but you got to be aware. The way the Matrix is set up now, a lot of people aren't going to make it. Like, these spirits, they get stuck here, they get grinded down. Like, there's something delusional with this community, thinking that, oh, whatever, how many incarnations? Hillary is just like me. One day we're all like me. Oh, we're all gonna get out of here. Like, get out of here. This realm actually relies on imaginative creation of spirits out of here for the demiurge to feed on, to build it out using Lucian imagination. Disney realm is always expanding and always looking for new spirits to take into it. And when the simulation, the realm is no longer needed, just like the architect says in the Matrix, it gets cycled out. Okay? I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like whatever.
If we have lived a good life, but not realized Gnosis, in our next incarnation, the Goddess of Justice will assign us a life in which it will be easier for us to spiritually awaken.
Yes, it is actually important. You heard what he said. He said that if you lived a good, mundane life, basically you're going to be allowed in the next step where Sophia allows you to live another life where it's easier for you to be spiritually awakened. Like, that's why we call this whole truther community, like, once you see, you cannot unsee. And she'll make it easier for you to spiritually awaken by making your material world very difficult and give you suffering and ridicule for believing in these things that are ethereal. I mean, fate and like whatever. It works out in a weird way. I mean, a lot of people here. I mean, you guys got lucky, and I'm just reading and going over books for you to figure out like how to get out of here.
The Book of the Saviour teaches, in its next birth, the good psyche will not be given the draught of oblivion, but will be cast back into a body which will not be able to fall asleep and forget.
Yeah, see, this is actually good. This is actually goes back to NPC theory, or like these normies, because like basically, I mean, you didn't remember what you were before, but you didn't take the draft of oblivion, so you had to spiritually awaken automatically. I mean, this even happened in accordance, like, naturally people awakening at like 2012 during the whole Mayan crap. I mean, this is a good thing. So, I mean, that's why everybody is here on my channel anyways, because you guys are spiritually awakened. You can't unsee, and then you just need me to clear up things, clarify things, go through obscure books that basically double confirms what you've already thought your entire life.
It will be ever pure in heart, seeking after the mysteries of light until it has found them, by order of the Virgin of Light.
Yeah, you're looking for the mysteries of light. That's what my channel is all about. I'm here to break down weird shit, mysteries of light, Wheel of Dharma, symbolism, like books and movies, whatever. And then eventually, when you die, you'll go see the Virgin Sophia. Like, just get out of here. Like I don't want people to come back here. Hopefully, but there's more to it.
So that the psyche may inherit the light forever.
Yeah, to inherit the light forever. So once you leave out of here, you don't ever have to come back here. So, I mean, I make it sound easier than it seems, just because to me this isn't a big deal for me personally anymore. I mean, it was a big deal to me, like, I want to say like 6-7 years ago, but I figured out all this stuff at 25 anyways. So
The figure of the Virgin of Light is equivalent to the higher Sophia, who represents the disembodied aspect of the psyche in communion with consciousness at the center of the circle of self.
Yeah, the highest Sophia would be the highest venerated form of Sophia. I mean, I'll show it to you again. It was in my variety show. It was with the Masked Singer. Hold up. Oh, love. Like Vanessa Villegas always talk about love. Love. I mean, that's pretty funny. Okay, let's see. Alright, my dudes, welcome to Go and Win This Video Game. Okay, see here. Like, they depicted it again. This is the highly venerated form of Sophia. You are giving your, you are the turtle giving the rose over. I mean, this is important. This is basically you handing a golden ticket. Mother Sophia is happy and she'll birth you right through the right path out of here. So this is very important. Like, you handing over this rose is basically your fully actualized psyche form that you developed here. And she accepts that gift and you're out of here. You got the eternal illumination, whatever. Enlightenment, kingdom of heaven, nirvana.
As our judge at death, who creates our future fate according to our just deserts, she represents our own higher nature, which, aware of our presently limited awareness,
Yeah, she represents your higher self. You take a lot of your higher aspects. I mean, your feminine aspects on the higher self is from Sophia. And then your all aspects is from the transcendental God. So,
fashions a life for us that will give us the opportunities we need to awaken. The psychic initiation. The Gospel of Mark, the earliest version of the Jesus story, begins with Jesus' baptism by John the Baptist. John is born at the summer solstice in Cancer. Jesus is born 6 months later at the winter solstice in Capricorn. In pagan mythology, the sign of Cancer represents the
alright, well, this is more astrology, but I will talk about this a little bit, but the show's pretty much almost over.
path into the cave of the cosmos.
So you hear that Cancer's path into the cave of the cosmos. So,
And the sign of Capricorn represents the way out. Porphyry
yeah, Capricorn is the way out. That's why the zodiac is stacked in a way where Capricorn is on top, Cancer's at the bottom. So,
writes, Cancer is the gate through which psyches descend, but Capricorn is the gate through which they ascend.
yeah, you hear that gates ascend through Capricorn? So let's look at my star chart again. Like, I'm the world's luckiest boy. Look at my ascendancy is in Capricorn. My feminine access to Sophia through the left eye of my subconsciousness is in Capricorn. My power awareness, whatever, is in Cancer, so I don't give two shits about power. Like, I am very thankful or glad that I came out this way. All my aspects are in the upper echelons. I mean, this is good. But alright, this is a star chart theory, so I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and I will try to relax and enjoy my vacation. So I might see you guys on the weekend. Alright, bye guys.